I'd like to continue to talk about intuition, especially related to avoid the danger. It makes a huge difference. One of the first story that I did think about, was Miss Okamura, Mihoko-san, talking with Daisetsu. Maybe she was still in her early 20s. She said to Daisetsu something like, this world is a dangerous world. And hearing that, Daisetsu mentioned that. I'm glad to hear it because he was worried how her life may be if she doesn't know what's dangerous or not. So he showed very happy feeling that she may be learning something to know what this world is like. I relate that story to my typical quote by Charlie Munger. He may be talking about investment, but it's more than that, I know. He said something like, don't go near where you may die. And one of the story that he shared was the story of Mozart. Mozart had such a talent, but he didn't have a good talent of how to deal with the fame and money he got. So he didn't manage, he just wasted and had a short life. I think he died at 37 or something. So Charlie Munger's story is not just for investment, but investment has such a interesting angle that we can study, because our life is how we invest our time and energy in certain direction and what you make out of it. So if you waste, for example, getting into danger, which in my case happened at least few times, maybe countless if you want to pick up all the detailed ones, but that can influence a lot. But there's no failure to live life, so develop the sense of what's danger and may have to going through recovering from danger is a way. And if you have that intuitive sense developed, you can prepare, not go near where you may die. So Charlie Munger lived almost 100 years, shy of 1 month. Invested well, and he wanted to become independent, that's his word, and which he achieved. Warren Buffett seemed to have the similar notion, so that if you don't know the company well enough, there are 3 boxes: yes, no, too difficult to make judgment. So using that rule, with all the studies that he's gone from his younger days and his interest, and there's a turtle swimming out there next to the guy. Anyway, so Warren Buffett's case, it's very similar. Good to invest, not good to invest, too difficult to understand. And find a company that the company has a moat, competitive advantage, so that they last long. So when they put the money, they keep that investment for a long time. Even the stock value goes down to 50% of it. he acquired a skill and he managed the wealth and contributed so that the society is not wasting money to invest in the wrong direction. That's my view. But the life is the same. So I thought about it. Life is how you invest your time and energy in what direction and avoid the danger. More you avoid the danger, you have more chance of doing the right thing. And perhaps that's part of the reason why I do this many YouTubes. To know what's going on, what I enjoy, what the society may benefit, and find a path. So like talking like this may look like a waste of time. It may be seen like that because I'm spending time on the beach, resting, reflecting, and talking about intuition to invest your time well, not waste your time in the wrong investment or your wrong action, my wrong action, and to make the best of my time and energy and help in the society, even a tiny bit. So more I reflect and go through these kind of a thing, each of the story may be so small, but it's like I said, continuation is the power. You accumulate. It's a positive feedback or negative feedback of not doing the wrong thing, but doing the right thing in a positive direction. Be prepared. So before I came here, usually I don't come to this side of the beach, there are more people, but I'm happy to find this rock and somewhat quiet area, not far from the backpackers. In the backpackers there are people who was a little bit noisy, so I went to the surfers lounge to do this talk. But then I heard people walking by and talking out loud on the phone, 2 of them. So I thought, well, I better go find some other place. And look what I found. So it's not bad. I'm happy here with this rock and the sand and the sun and the ocean and not many people. Still 8 o'clock in the morning. Traffic seems to be heavy out there. I don't have a car. I have a basic, simple life close to the ocean. Anyway, back to intuition. You avoid trouble, danger, or noise. Explore and find a place. We may be lucky to find a nice place. And with a calm and quiet mind, to develop the sense of connecting to the source with all the information I had developed over time, like the story of Okamura-san and Daisetsu, Charlie Munger, Warren Buffett. And musician, Mozart. And the choice we make with calm and quiet mind. So it's a simple equation, if you can make a good judgment, you don't waste your time and energy. The opposite is true. Calm and quiet mind, resting, and choose the choice which is possibly new, but your intuitive sense, like I found this location. So by talking, what I picture is that the basic principle I said, like quoting Einstein and Emanuel Kant in the other video, concept without intuition is meaningless. Intuition without concept is blindness. I think something like that by Kant. But the intuition at the core is coming from the way of nature to connect the pieces of information, self-organizing to come up with idea. So you may use your brain, but I believe connection is like a primary process we need to have instead of optimizing whatever the situation with the mind, with the limited information. Someone said, I read this, not to say this is a good quote, but the ones who made lots of money were lazy. Possibly lazy in the sense of looking at the potentials and making a judgment, instead of going through the path which is beaten by the people, bright people. In fact, my father told me, this is only the one quote I remember from him: find the bottleneck and put yourself at the location of the bottleneck. The Japanese word for that is airo. Airo is bottleneck, the path of the bottleneck. That would be important if it's not there. And find that position for you. Maybe I was 22 years old or something. He was like a friend. We didn't talk much in depth, but maybe such conversation I kept may have helped me. Except there's a saying in Japanese, haimen kyoshi, look at the person from the back, or something like that. Because he was successful in some way, but he made errors. So I learned a lesson from both ways. Have fun and be creative, but don't make a stupid mistake, which I have done. This morning I chose to come here and summarize some thought with the hope that I don't go near where I may die. Yet have fun, discover opportunities, fully utilize the talent I've got with ideas such as samadhi, calm and quiet mind, and connecting to the heart. Now it's time to be calm, quiet, enjoy. There's a turtle up there I can see on the shoulder, hop, swimming. I hear turtle lives long. Maybe turtle's mind is very calm and quiet. I like to swim with turtle, by the way, especially the big ones, when they go through this gliding and not rushing. They have found a niche to be happy and protecting themselves. But hope, in our case, not just protection and defense or self-centered in such a manner, but expand. So each of us can contribute something. Work. Let's do that. And at the same time, we may find the time to rest and appreciate what this life is about. Okay, one more look of the beach and then I'll stop. Thank you and have a good day.